Hello and welcome everyone to the next part of my live stream playing as West Seaxe. The second part of the stream yesterday was quite not as dramatic as the one on Tuesday, where I managed to get two of my kings killed, but it did see me finish off East Anglia, and now I'm starting to push into the rest of the Danelaw itself. But starting off with a fight against some raiding Vikings, where I'll be defending London. As you can see, some raiding Vikings have come in here, got my settlement under siege. I'm going to sally out against them, but it's a good opportunity to recap where I am. So yeah, yesterday I took the rest of East Anglia territory. I'm starting to move into the rest of the East Midlands, as the Vikings here are quite weak, isolated, easy target. And then after that, it'll probably be continuing on to the rest of the Midlands, as I picked on Muirka, who've become my vassal as a result of events in the last yesterday's playthrough. But first, Vikings. Time to kill them. Someone's questioning in the chat about do kings age? Yes, all characters age in the campaign, so they can fall over dead from old age. Should have a nice wintry battlefield. I want winter but not fog. There we go. Ooh, dramatic. So, got the Vikings right in front of me, but I have reinforcements from the garrison coming in, so I want to pull back for now with my troops and wait for them to arrive before attacking, if the Vikings will let me. And here they come. Hello, reinforcements. Including, of course, the Governor of London, who's in here, leading his bodyguard.
The reinforcements have arrived!
Ah, yes, the Vikings are advancing to come and fight me.
Our warriors yearn to test their mettle.
Good. Now, all the reinforcements have arrived. I can start forming my front line.
Awaiting orders. On the double. Archers! Archers! On the double. Run, warriors! To battle! Ready! Awaiting orders!
Just get them grouped up. And in a lovely shieldwall formation. These guys, my more understrength units, I'm going to have just as a simple reserve. Might use them for flanking, but I'd rather keep them alive. I was raising an army in London, so they've not had chance to replenish up to full strength yet. However, I can't let these Vikings siege me in London for too long, or else they will attack the settlement and cause me more casualties through siege attrition. There we are, lovely. I've got quite a strong army here with two generals fighting. I've got two generals bodyguard units who are complete nutters on the battlefield. Should make short work of these Vikings. I've got quite a good army though, lots of herdman style units. These are mid to upper tier units for the Vikings. Axe herdman, sword herdman. There were some spearmen, but they've hidden themselves now. Last unit's getting into position. Let's just speed up the time whilst they get into place. Wrong button, meant to press T for time.
Battle awaits us.
Now then, as I am the one meant to be doing the attacking, let's take it to the Vikings.
Very well.
Let battle commence! We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Do have a good solid core of troops. My two generals are going to be key here. But I should have enough men to carry the day. Plus reserves in case I absolutely need to throw them into the battle.
Enemies beware! Aren't we a bit close?
Let's just get some spearmen tailing those cavalry. Might as well all my reserves take them on actually.
Loose formation!
Yeah. Right, they're coming in at not a great angle for me, so let's rush to meet them.
Our general is under attack.
Yeah, here we are. Good old fight.
See, they flee before our might.
Time to get in there. Lovely. Both their cavalry defeated. I can move up these guys as an emergency reserve. Let's just target down their king. Well, probably a king for this raiding faction. All I need to do is hold the line for long enough for my generals here to absolutely annihilate their troops. And then I should be good. Pull these archers back a little bit more. Give them a bit more distance, they're getting a better angle. I've let some of my javelin get engaged. There we go. Let's try and catch some of their Razzar units. Flank them nicely. Got understrength cavalry, but they can still do a job chasing some skirmishers. The rest of these guys can just form up here to catch their retreating troops. Chase off their skirmishers into the back of their army. There we go, let's go in against their general.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Very nice. Got them outnumbered and surrounded. Ooh, some of my guys are wavering. Let's get some missile firing to help them.
Our men have turned tail and run. The cowards.
That's why I've got my missile units on them. Ooh, these cavalry are just about winning their fight. Might be a loss, but best to keep the skirmishers out of trouble. Here they go. Not much left of them now. Let's just flank these sword herdmen who will be doing a number on my spearmen. Yeah, those are getting worn down quite badly.
The enemy general is dead.
Ah, there's the enemy general. Shouldn't be too long now.
See, they flee before our might.
Time to finish them off.
Ready for war! Strike now!
Fought quite bravely, but in the end I had too many troops. Lovely way to deal with some Vikings. Yes. Yeah, I had over 1,000 more men than them. Easy peasy.
The men have trained for this.
Ooh, they won't be replenishing because I've got a food shortage. Damn. I do need to deal with that sharpish. I've been recruiting my armies to go out for war more. And foolishly have recruited too many units at once because I want to start replenishing them. However, That's put me into a food shortage, and provinces which produce negative food themselves will get a halt on replenishment and suffer unit attrition, and others will deal with it in other ways. This is my besieging army. Garrison itself is very weak. The attacking army is decent. Not too many high quality troops though. Some shield biters though, those guys are nasty. Let's see what happens. So I'm being attacked, so I'm going to try and trap their reinforcing troops that are coming out of the settlement, get those out of the way first, and then get in a good old slog with the rest of their troops. Coming from over here. Fun. These guys are going to buy my little rapid response force to deal with the reinforcements.
Enemies beware. Ready.
Everyone else. Ooh. Oh no, these guys are going to be over here to protect the rest of them.
Ready for war.
Oh dear.
The enemy approaches. The enemy has reinforcements.
Let's pull out my cavalry, don't want to risk anything here.
Thanes.
I will absolutely go after the reinforcements.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
I might just leave my cavalry to that, don't want to risk my main force becoming too isolated.
Kick your steeds. Ride to victory.
Now I just need to eliminate them whilst I can.
Swordsmen. Swords. They will know fear. Quick march.
Our general is under attack.
Go on, cavalry.
Cavalry. Attack. Ride hard. Hit hard.
That's it. Keep on hitting their reinforcements. Going for my troops, they're going for my flanks. Gotta get my reinforcements up quite fast. Can't leave my cavalry for too long though, they are outnumbered. There's an axeman on my flank, not spearmen. Not so useful for fighting.
This is shameful.
I've made a mistake. No spearmen where I needed them. Let's get my king involved. Right then.
Making ready. Run, warriors. Horsemen.
There we are. Cavalry's keeping their reinforcements busy. I'm going to
Our men have rallied.
shoot them up.
Run, warriors.
Get my archers destroying their cavalry. And then my melee troops in to help out as well. The rest of my line should be able to hold quite well.
Awaiting orders. Get them. Archers.
Come on, that's it. Get in the fight.
Making ready.
Our men have turned tail and run. The cowards.
Ah, and I've let my cavalry get bogged down too much. It's all good. Getting them in the fight anyway. Yeah, my king's doing good. My general, sorry, not my king, there's no danger of one of those dying again. He's doing a good job on this flank,
Our general has fallen.
but he has
The men
died,
are wavering.
which is going to not help my troops.
Ready. Strike now.
Oh dear. dear. I've left my general too bad. Got to be smart with my remaining units. Luckily these guys on my flank are most of my tough infantry, so I should be able to inflict some casualties before I go down. Come on, little Thanes. Thane horsemen even. Get in there. That's it. Get into their units, let's just hold them there, grind them down. I know Frisians. Frisia isn't on the map. I've not killed a king, I have killed another general though. I left him hold the flank for too long. So I am in a situation where my units are few and yeah, I have lost my general, half his army's routed, and it went badly. Yeah. Not a king, just a general. Still not my best plays. The units left are my toughest, so they're going to grind down a lot of the enemy. But yeah, I had my troops in a line here to hold their main army whilst I dealt with their reinforcements. They surrounded my king with 4 units. I didn't adjust fast enough, and now I'm in this situation. The battle is no longer in our favour, apparently. I knew that a while ago. Oh dear. And then they're just being ground down in here. Oh dear. Oh, we routed someone at least. Ah, armoured archers. Quite tough opponents for my... well, tougher opponents for my cavalry than usual. I've got some spearmen going in, but... this battle has not gone well. Oh, let's just speed this up until the end. Ah, there they go. Whoops. Remaining kills. Hopefully some of my army has survived to fight another day. Did manage to inflict more kills than I took.
Sound the retreat.
Including my general. Oh. Take 2, let's just auto-resolve. Oh, did meant to auto-resolve that. This will be a quick fight, I think. Right then, nice bit of swampy terrain, break up the enemy, just get everyone into a nice shield wall formation, deploy back here, and over here in the open a bit more. Yeah. If you're looking at ways to help identify your troops in battles, you can press spacebar to see all of their icons underneath them. You can also click this button here to see it as well.
The enemy has reinforcements.
There's of course always the icons above the units as well to do that. Enemy has reinforcements. more of their teeny tiny garrison. Well, hopefully most of this fight will be over by the time they get here. Right then. I have not many units, most of them below strength. My general died, so I now have to try and keep it alive. Well, I have to just try and grind them down. I can keep my general in reserve. He is by far the best melee combat unit I've got, so keeping in the reserve is basically sacrificing my main line until he can get involved. I mean, it's certainly how I use Welsh generals and stuff, because they're cavalry and you don't want to get them into the thick of a fight and leave them there. But for the Anglo-Saxons, the Viking factions, I do like to get them in the middle of a heavy combat. Come on. Let's get their cavalry dead. Right. Gonna quickly deploy spearmen. Get in there. Last their cavalry be gone. I should have a nice cavalry advantage. For people asking about unit colours, another thing to consider is the fact that a lot of the units in these early battles are in pretty murky tunics. As you improve the game, upgrade units in the game, they'll get more colourful tunics like you see in other units, such as the Seaxe warriors, with their lovely gambesons. Asking how the stream's going. Alright, I have got another king killed, but I've got a chance for redemption. Right, I need to focus fire some of their missile units. General got killed, not king, the leader of this army who were besieging Alfred. Not my greatest moment. But I am now having an opportunity for redemption, possibly. Let's keep those guys firing there. Go around this way with my cavalry. This is going better so far. Good. This is it. Cause a nice little rout. Keep the enemy under fire. Might actually be able to win this one. Lovely. Now then, keep my javelin whilst they're available. I'm going to get them to start firing on the enemy general. I want to try and rout him, as he's the last of the real resistance to me here. Lovely. Let's go for the general. Oh, enemy's trying to sneak through. Don't think so. Let's give them a good few shots. Bodyguard unit and general's bodyguard unit in this game can be pretty overpowered, especially if you get a level 10 general, level 10 command general, because then their bodyguard unit is doubled in size. So they're not only the best stat soldiers in the game, they're also bigger than any other melee unit. Right then. There we go. Everyone in on the enemy general. Yep, double-sized general bodyguards are pretty terrifying to fight. That's why losing Alfred was a pretty big blow in the first stream. He starts with 10 command. He is a double-sized bodyguard. He is a complete terror to fight on the battlefield. And if you lose him, you lose that. Another general's going to have to start from scratch if you've not already got a good replacement ready to go. Yes, I did mean to auto-resolve this battle as it was a follow-up to one I did lose. However, that is shown to have been would have been a mistake. I have winning this one. Redemption for this army, though it is going to be in desperate need of retreating to my own lands and replenishing up to full strength. Here we go. There's their general. I think that will do. That's more like it. Certainly helped by the terrain there. The swamp helped break up their enemy army as they were approaching me. Take on warriors. Get them replenished up. Looks like one of the other Danelaw factions who are at war with them are about to sweep in and take that settlement before I can get there. Will this game be fun, interesting, if I'm not familiar with the time period? I certainly hope so. One of the raiding Vikings has declared war with me. Ethelwald. Let's make him a king. Why? What further has... war further's gone down. That is not going to be helping my army out at all. With my... one of those characters dying, his estates will have returned to my king, which means I can now very quickly redistribute them to get their loyalty back up. Especially Mr. Yeah, you have an estate. Most people are happy-ish. Wiglaf, can I afford to bribe you? Yes. Bribe with words. And Eadwig. Again, lovely. Fantastic. My king is a governor. I don't want him dying in battle anymore. Got to get these guys out of here and slowly back towards my territory. Not easy moving in the marshes though. These raiding Vikings. They're pretty single-minded in their actions, but easy enough to wipe them out. I am suffering pretty badly for some food shortages though, so I am going to start merging units. Get myself as much as possible back in the green for food, which means next turn I'll be up to a unit replenishment bonus. People won't be losing troops. And I spent all my money on securing loyalty this turn, so I will wait until next before doing some more building. Estates do give bonus to influence to my king, so spreading those two around has reduced his influence, which means he's not getting as many bonuses. Like at the moment he's pretty middle of the ground. He's not doing great. How quickly does warfare start to hurt you? Depends how well you're doing in a war. If you're in a war with lots of factions, it'll go up quite quickly, and if you lose battles, it will also it will decrease quite quickly. I mean, winning battles helps it go back up, and making peace also helps too. And here we are, back in the green. Troops starting to replenish again. Let's get my spearmen improved, and let's quickly get back into my lands. Yeah, it looks like Heimiliborg will take this settlement because I beat up their armies, but I don't have the strength to do a siege. I need to get my troops back in health. These guys have taken attrition because they've got no supplies. This is all just my bad. Upgrade the market cross, get some more market income from sheep. And then I think I will upgrade. I think I'll upgrade the. Nah, I can't really afford the food at the moment. I'll upgrade this Minster of St Swithin, get some more income in Wintan Siesta. And some pottery here. This is a lovely province that's getting me a lot of income now, because I've focused on building up the market building chains and related bonuses, and it's got some market income from here. So this one is the powerhouse now. This one's not far behind thanks to its many special settlements, and this one is doing well thanks to its governor with a bonus to church income and lots of church related building types. They're the one with the purple background. There are no dedicated navies in Thrones. You can still put your armies on sea as transport fleets. It feels much more in keeping with a time period where, you know, Vikings with the longships were renowned for coming off their boats, coming into land, having Viking navies that couldn't disembark and come and raid your settlements would be weird. And some more raiding Vikings coming in. I can't afford to lower my influence, so I will pay him off.
My men,
Oof, their supplies are slowly coming up. Gonna fortify them, get their replenishment rate up. And he's a new general, good old Ethelwald. I'm going to put in some forager so his army can get back up to strength. How close can you zoom in the campaign map? This close. Is there still a seasickness debuff? Yes, everyone apart from the Viking Sea Kings gets a seasickness debuff when at sea. Because they're not naturals at it. Get that trade port up and running. Governor! More points in scribe. Yeah, let's get this fishing port up, get me some more food. How many factions can you play? There are 10 playable factions. 2 English, 2 Welsh, 2 Gaelic, 2 Great Viking Army, and 2 Viking Sea Kings. There are culture mechanics that are shared by factions within each of those groups, and then unique mechanics and events for each faction as well. Miacha is not doing well when it's battling the Midlands. And of course they've gone to sack one of my undefended ports. Ooh. Oh, they took a lot of money from me. Looks like one of the minor Welsh factions has died, been replaced by Cecilwig. Devon Island Lygan's been defeated. Certainly being divided up between the various Viking Sea Kings who own the coastal provinces, Dyflin, Connacht. Northumbria's pretty big up here along with Kirken. And Miacha's just not doing great in the Midlands. And I've got food problems again. One of my settlements has upgraded, hasn't it? Yes, it has. No. No. This one. Good. So I am going to build a granary. Let's get some more food production in my major settlements. I will merge some units over here. Get myself back into normal food. Retrain, get some nice upgraded archers. This has been damaged.
The men are ready to serve.
Now I could try and go into sea and fight them here, but they're much better than me and they will wipe the floor with me at sea. So I'm going to have to wait for them to take a settlement or land and raid somewhere and then take the fight to them. Now, I am not the only stream on today. after me, there is a stream with Maddis and Wheels who are playing as Gwynedd. And there is a chance to win a free copy of Thrones of Britannia by watching it. So I'm on until around 3 o'clock, and then they're taking over from me. So stay tuned. You get all the best goodies watching these streams. Someone asking chat, this is the first Total War Saga title. It is a more smaller scale focused gameplay than our bigger titles. It is a lower price point too. This is not the same as, say, a era title like a Rome 2 or a Shogun 2. It is more equivalent to Fall of the Samurai for Shogun 2. It's probably the closest comparison we can make. I think I'll repair the other building here as well. At 3 o'clock GMT, so it's about 25 minutes away. The game does require a 64-bit operating system, as we've made the game large address aware to help make use of better system memory. You can play as the Normans in custom battle. They want to marry Alfred's daughter, Ethelflaed. Hey, that's quite historically quite nice. Okay, it's not the same person as who she married historically, the great lady of Mercia, but she is marrying into the Mercian family tree, so I will absolutely accept that. Deserting, yes, that one turn. All you need is a turn of being in negative food and it can hit you hard. London's upgraded, which means more money. Can see all those lovely yellow, all that market income. Get all that upgraded. Making money hand over fist. Are the naval battles? Yep. I could quite happily sally out and take this Viking raiding army here. From the sea. Well, they were on the sea the previous turn. However, they're Vikings. They will be much better than me. So I'm not going to do that. Let's go to the final one of this. Trade one up. Yeah. Diplomatic bonus to all other factions. Love it. How do we decide to go for time period appropriate names? That was really when we came to looking at these factions in the Midlands here, places like Heimiliberg and places like that, places part of the what are known as the 5 boroughs of the Danelaw. Originally we had them all factions in their modern names, so Wessex, Mercia, Sussex, etc. But with the 5 boroughs of the Danelaw it felt weird, because you've got Cambridge or Nottingham. You know, they don't sound very Viking, they're not very threatening names. If you hear Cambridge, you expect people to be coming up the river from punts in the university. Having them in Old Norse as we went for the 5 boroughs and then Old English for all the others, it felt much more time period appropriate. And it's a good way of saying it is a different era to today. Don't expect things to be similar. Got a couple of generals to level up. Governor in this case. More scribes. This guy's a general. Got decent loyalty. Let's get a bard, get him some more morale. And let's beat up these raiding Vikings. That is quite a tough army, but my army is full strength and has weapon and armour upgrades. Why does the campaign map show the modern British map? It's not the modern British map. If you look at how we've dealt with the fens and places in East Anglia and Sussex, you will see that we're reflecting off sea levels at the time. And it's also shown in how much marsh you get in areas like the fens. Rain, no. Dry, yes. Lovely sunny day. Nothing like beating up Vikings in the sun. Let's get him. Why not put the general in the middle of the line? He is in the middle of the line this time. There he is. That was my army in the city I moved out with and attacked the enemy raiding Vikings.
Make them pay!
Their general is not great. So he's got a normal sized bodyguard. Well, my general's not brilliant, he's only got a slightly bigger one. But he does have some Hussar units who are pretty good quality. And however, I do also have missile superiority, so I can stand off and shoot him a bit. Because this battle has been fought near a minor settlement on the campaign map, you can see it here on the battle map. This is, it was Maldene, wasn't it? Modern Malden.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
I have more infantry, more cavalry and more missiles. The only advantage they have is the coolest their melee troops, so I definitely want to shoot them up a bit first. Click properly, Jack. Oh, you're going to be obliging, Vikings. Let's take you. They know I've got missile superiority and they're advancing to minimise that advantage, close to melee as soon as possible.
Our general is under attack.
However, I have cavalry superiority. I can wipe up their cavalry and get round their flanks to it. However, I am going to advance. I want to pin them down, not let them move around too much. This is where my superior numbers play. Let's get them in the flanks. Good. Round we go. I'm going to run these guys over here because I want to hit them in the flanks and trees get in the way. Is the difference on the battlefield between Shield Wall and Shield Castle? Shield Castle is a defensive formation, primarily gives you a bonus against missiles. It is a stationary formation. You can't move in it. You're not, and it's restrictive in that way. Shield Wall is how troops fight by default.
Oh dear. The field.
Where's those guys routed? Boom, hit them in the flank. Route those. Get in there. Very nice.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Yeah. Their melee superiority is showing here, but I am rolling up their line as they're rolling up mine, so I can simply move along the line, take them one by one, which is the advantage of my melee superiority and my cavalry superiority. Now my cavalry coming in, hitting them all in the rear. Here we go. Get these cavalry out again. Put the melee guys in to fight the enemy general who's running away. Ah, he's dead. Perfect. Gonna get my cavalry out a bit more. Same with the other two. I want to have these guys back ready to chase down routers, as my melee line is now superior enough that I can just roll along, wipe them out one by one. Take that. Long axes, two-handed axe units are very deadly on the attack, but they've got no shields. They are pin cushions for missile units, which is lovely to see at all times. Let's make sure these Vikings do not come back and fight me again. There's some spearmen there, but I'm going to get around the flanks and hit them in the side. because their morale's not brilliant, so a few charges should finish them off. Just the last few melee units. Get in there, finish them off. Charge into the back, these guys should hopefully rout soon, though they'll probably cause a few problems for my cavalry first. You can't build walls around minor settlements, you can instead build garrison building chains in the major settlements. The burhs historically were places of refuge that villagers around them could, villagers from the settlements around them could retreat into in times of raids, which meant that it's sort of represented in the province scale in Thrones, where you've got the major settlement with its walls and the minor settlement which are more like villages. Building a garrison in the major settlement costs food and money, which represents sort of the tax and the increased taxes that were needed to support it, but it reduces the enemy movement distance by 50% and gives you more defences, so you can absolutely cripple the enemy's ability to exploit your territory, and that is a very satisfying victory. Does your king have to be a general? Nope, mine is currently a governor. You are more likely to get better traits if he's a general though, including ones which boost influence, but you can absolutely give him as a general, as a governor, and use political actions and stuff to boost him instead. Faction destroyed. Very nice. General, he had a good victory. Have some more champion points. No, I think this guy, you could use a bard actually. Oh, he's got the indifferent trait. More command, he'll just have to have a super great bodyguard and not worry about having better morale. What's my favourite faction? I sort of like all of them. Each of them have their own little specialities. I enjoy Sudriar because they get a nice sort of gentler build-up. Gwynedd and Wales is a nice challenge because you sort of immediately get into this conflict with Muircher, and you've got the other Welsh factions who are run by your brothers at the start. Northumbria, you're in quite a precarious position in terms of loyalty. Strackler I like because you're sort of in the middle of a couple of big playable factions. Cacairn have got their nice Stone of Destiny. Difflin's got their slave mechanic as well as the usual expedition and tribute stuff for the Sea Kings. Meade's in a nice central position in Ireland. Have I missed anyone? Oh, East Anglia. East Anglia is great because you've got some nice rich territory, though you do end up in a fight with West Seaxe quite early on, which can go very badly. Thrones is out on the 3rd of May, so a week and it'll be out. If you fight in battle, characters can gain traits that will give them extra influence. It's not a guaranteed thing, it's more an outcome of it. No, minor settlements can't have walls, they're villages. You can instead improve the garrisons and build garrison chains in your major settlements, which reduce enemy movement distance, which give you more chance to react to raiding enemies. Inspirational speech.
My endeavors are rewarded.
Damage buildings. Blimey. Get some repairs going. Yeah, Sidra's an interesting one because you do have great movement because you don't have seasickness and you're immune to high seas attrition, which means you can move through all this dense territory here, which is actually twice as fast as you could move in the coastal waters. But this is the west coast of Scotland. It's not got many landing spots, so you have to be careful where you attack. Now then, update that one, more food, and then I think upgrade the guild hall again. Yes, more income. As it's rising, it will get even better once I get all these up to level 5, and then probably upgrade this slot next.
Those days are numbered.
This general gets some command. Are there any events in the game? Sure. That one I just had. Made choices around my Witten, which give me some bonuses. There's lots of story events that can happen, as well as raiding, random disasters, things like that. Seasonal events. There are no dedicated navies, they're instead transports. I mean, the Vikings moved on the longships and then got off and then travelled on the sea. The traditional total navies, which are landlocked, well, which are sea-locked, if you will, don't really match with the way navies were used in this time. Boom. Boom. Hey! Oh, this is a long fight. My vassals have been fighting a rebellious one, Gluissig, who are around here, and they've been eliminated by Cecilwig, it looks like. So I get a nice boost. Lovely. What was I doing? Ah, yes. Upgrading London. Get myself another spot. These are all coming in. Very nice. And I've got a bit of space that I can recruit some extra units. Ah, some more Royal Thanes. Thanes, very nice. Get those in. Some Thane Spearmen. And this army has no cavalry. Very good. Ooh. Hello, big fight. Northumbria's decided to pick on Muircher. Ah, what the hell, let's get involved in a big war. This is going to go nuts soon. It is now me, my vassals, which include Muircher, against Northumbria and most of the Midlands. This is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be fun. Blackmail. I absolutely want to pay him off. I don't want to lose some influence. If you can't afford those payoff events, they can get very bad very quickly, as you can get some interesting little blackmail plots going on which can have consequences. Ah, yes, I wanted to upgrade this one. I want to build a... that one, Tithe Hall. Get my farm income up. Get more food for my armies. This army here needs a few more reinforcements. Cavalry, archers, javelinmen. Let's get some Seaxe warriors as well. Oops. Too much. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, there are no garrisons for minor settlements. You have to protect them with your armies. They are villages, they are mines, they are little abbeys. You know, you've got to put the effort in to do it. Peace treaty? Yeah, 600 gold every time. When will we upload a pronunciation video for every settlement? Likely never. I have produced a little pronunciation guide that we sent around to journalists and influencers, but that is my best guesses. I'm not a linguist. It will go wrong. So, you know. That is for people to read and me to not get wrong. This province now is up to 894 income thanks to upgrading the market cross, though it has put me in even more negative food. Which is my own silly fault. Yeah, public order's going down in some places, but that's fine. Yes. Wise men meat. This is going up, which is good. Lush. Hello, Governor. What's going on with you? This is a good way of how the governors can develop. As this guy's been a governor for a while, he's developed a whole bunch of traits. Carpenter, reduced construction cost, increased governance. He's now had a food shortage, he gets more than enough. Oh. He's virtuous, doesn't like having kids. Bah. Mediator plus governance. All good. Lush, +1 governance, +1 influence. Going from having positive income. Very nice. Lord of Thunder. The Burrs protected minor settlements around them. Not every village had a... It's a matter of scale, really. The Burrs in history had villages around them that depend on them, that people withdrew to in times of need. which is sort of how our province system works in Thrones, where you've got the major settlements with walls and the minor settlements which are villages. So you can build extra defences in your major settlements to help make it easier to protect your minors. Almost out of food shortage. Yeah, let's upgrade these salt pans, get me some more food, and a fishing village here. Now, I would like to recruit more units, but I don't have the food. And any more here to be upgraded? No, they're waiting, so let's get that one up as well. So I'm going to be, as the stream will be rolling over to the next group yet, this is a good point to stop and take stock of the situation. So I've beaten up East Anglia so far on that campaign. I lost my first king Alfred to some falling masonry, and then my second king to a battle against some raiding Vikings. Yesterday's session I eliminated the rest of East Anglia and now have managed to build up a bit more. This time I tried to expand into the Midlands, lost a general at a battle here, and then had a heroic recovery next time. Beat off some more, defeated some more Viking raiders here in a nice big clash. I am turning my provinces into lovely powerhouses of income. Look at those lovely numbers going up. Now all I really need to do is improve my food income, and I'm all good that way. Some community mod tools will work straight away with Thrones. We've not changed anything with the pack file format, so some of the community tools will just be able to poke around with stuff anyway. Yes, the map is pretty big. You can go all the way along and keep going. Yes. I'm also now in a situation where I'm at war with this lot. So if you look on the map, it is me, my vassals, against them and their vassals for fight over the rest of England. Which would be a good clash for the rest of this campaign. I'm not quite ready to take the fight to them yet. I need to get some more food, get my food shortage under control, and then I'll move up, probably with this army here through that territory, and then try to move my others up to help out Miurcha in the Midlands here, as they're suffering quite a bit. Let's just get some tidy work out the way with some extra governance before I end the stream for today for me, and have the backup lot take over for the next part of the stream. Ooh.
Hello, Jack.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello, backup lot.
Hello, backup lot here reporting in. Yeah, we're going to be taking over very soon.
Yes.
But thank you for keeping our seats warm for us. How's it been going?
Good. Just got into a big war.
Mm-hmm.
These lot are all against me. They attacked
wow.
my vassals, who are Miurcha. So I'm trying to deal with a food shortage, which is my own fault. I keep on upgrading buildings and recruiting more units, and then going, oh, I've not got enough food.
Yeah.
I have won some nice battles. I've not lost any more kings, as he's safe as a governor. And next time I'm going to start marching my armies up to get involved in the great big fight for the rest of England.
So it's been going pretty good, you'd say.
Better than the first episode.
Better than the first episode, right. Well, if you'd like a little bit more chaos in your Let's Play, then Mattis is about to try and play as Gwynedd on Legendary. So, so come and join us for that. We'll be switching over very soon. Obviously in chat, say thank you to Jack for entertaining you for the past hour, and then we can say thank you to you for putting up with our horrendous play at the end of the stream. So it's going to be good fun. We're going to see what happens. If you stick around, as you can see in the top left of the screen, you can win a free copy of Thrones of Britannia, and we've also got the physical version that will be signed by game director Jack Lustard at some point. Oh, it's already been signed.
Yesterday, you missed the unboxing yesterday.
I was ill.
You were.
Yeah. As you can see, I'm still ill, but we'll be giving that away next Wednesday on Total War Live, so stay tuned for that as well. We'll see you very soon. Thank you, Jack, and join you in a few minutes.
That one. I've got to look at the right screen.
serve you well.